Today we're going to be talking about this cool little house. It's located in Civata, Mexico, and it is a home that the big move of the design is that it allows your kitchen to be indoor or outdoor. It's a pretty cool feature that we're going to get into, and it was designed by the architects named Editorial. Not familiar with them, but that's what it's listed here. And this house is actually from 2023, so it's from last year. As always, the first thing that we're going to do is go by each picture, kind of like talking about the design and what we see, what the architecture is revealing to us. And then at the end of the video, we'll go into a little description that was provided to this website by the architect. And we'll talk about what the architect meant with some of these moves. So this is the big shot right here. This is the big move. As you can see, it has some sliding doors that turn the corner and allows you to basically have your kitchen to be indoor or outdoor. The same as the space over here. And we do see a track here, which I'm not exactly sure what the point of that is. But over here, definitely that track means that you can open this all the way as you're seeing here. Now, first off, something that bugs me about this is the fact that the tracks here for the sliding door, they're not flush with the ground. And that only bothers me because it becomes like a tripping hazard. The actual design itself looks phenomenal. I think this is such a striking photograph of like such a cool space, you know, the idea of being able to host a party or a small gathering and have your guests kind of hanging out here and just talking while you're cooking and enjoying some fresh air, I think is such an amazing idea. The only problem that I see here is that there's no integrated furniture. So as you can see, this space right here where the kitchen is at, there's really not much space to add any stools or anything. I mean, you could tuck them under here, but is everybody really going to be sitting on stools? No, you would need some sort of furniture out here. So maybe that's what this room is for, is to have some furniture that you can bring out here. And we'll get into that in a second. But overall, we have some stairs here that lead somewhere. It's a pretty awesome spot, but I just wish it would have been a little bit more grand, this courtyard area, just because the whole point of this here is to open it up and spend time outside, right? Combine all these spaces together, but really this space doesn't offer too much except for a tree, some fresh air, some sunlight, and that's it. Maybe a water feature would have been cool, or some sort of a, campfire thing, or even though, it is Mexico, so I'm sure there's places, I'm sure it's hot. I don't know, it just needs something. It's missing something, and I can't put my finger on it quite yet. Now, the exterior of the house from the front looks fine. Doesn't seem like we have a carport. We just have a small little driveway. I don't see how we would enter the house, so it's not really becoming apparent where we are or what's going on here, but it's cool. I think it's a bold statement. It's just two big cubes, and the colors I'm completely fine with. There's not much else to say, but it does look really impressive so far. Here we are again, the courtyard. This picture doesn't reveal anything new that we haven't seen yet, except that we have a small window up here. Not sure what that is, but we'll get into it. And I'm guessing this little log here is meant for seating. So, I talked about furniture, but it's a cool move. It's just not enough. More of the same, nothing big. We do see some like hanging vines here that, again, there's nothing. I think it's beautiful. I think this space is magnificent, but it's just like there's these little details that make the space feel nice. But what are you really gonna do here for more than 10 minutes? Is what I'm saying. Now we see a little bit of this side. It seems only as functional as a corridor. Hold on, there's something that I don't understand here. Is that a pivot door? Like, look here. There's no door, and then when you come here. There's a door all of a sudden. So how does that happen? Is that like a pocket? Could that be that? Yeah, that's probably exactly what it is. This is probably like not a pocket, but this door slides all the way through to the interior, and that's how we're able to get that corner condition. Because that's something that I was wondering, like, how the heck do they close this up? But that's pretty cool. So it's neat. They have a really nice detail going for that. The kitchen's pretty boring. There's nothing to it, but it goes with the rest of the house. Just not that the rest of the house is boring. Come on, guys. Stop putting words in my mouth. But, this whole plain minimalist concept, it follows through with the kitchen. So there's no complaints for that so far. But what I was saying about this before is that it's like a corridor, right? So what is the point of this space? It's just a little garden that you're walking by. Again, it's not big enough that you could enjoy this except for when you're walking through, right? I don't know. At least that's what it seems like. More of the same, more of the same. Notice how like they focus so much on this tree. The stair is fine. There is a water feature there. Okay, so that's a cool little detail. I think that's a neat little thing. I don't know if you can tell, but there's a little water feature. So what's going on here? It's like this part of the house was flooded or something. Could it be that this is a stream of water? I can't tell what this is. This little line on the floor. Maybe that's where water goes through or something. I have no idea. Anyway, let's keep going. Stairs nice. This is super cool. Okay. So this shot, as you see, you're walking down the stair going into the space where the kitchen and everything. This looks really freaking cool. The only problem that I have is what I mentioned before is people hanging here, right? In this picture, it seems more apparent that if you do have like some guests coming over, they wouldn't really be hanging out here. They would be hanging out over here. And fine, I get it, but at the same time, it's like, you know, when you're here, you want people directly in front of you. Having them off to an angle like this is kind of strange. So I don't really see like that happening, to be honest with you. They put a lot of pictures of the same space, and we've already seen this before. There's nothing new here. There's a window probably to a bedroom, or maybe some sort of like, I don't know, maybe like a hallway or something up there. And here, I'm not quite sure what this is, to be honest with you. It looks like a fireplace. I doubt it's a fireplace. Looks like one of those digital fireplaces. I have no idea what this is for, to be honest with you. Like I said it before, it's probably where you would have some sort of furniture. Like this would be a living room maybe. And the idea here would be that you would probably bring some of that furniture outside when you're hanging out. At least that's what I think. Kitchen's fine, not a problem. Another space up here. So here we are, what I believe is on the second floor, and we're gonna take a look at the floor plans in just a second, so that we'll get a better understanding of what's going on here. But pretty nice interiors. Not much going on here. Nothing really to talk about. The form is really cool. I like this a lot. It's just like these stacked cubes. It's very minimalist, and it kind of pops from the surroundings. So I like it. I really do like it. All right. Yes. So here we go. The floor plan. So let's see. They didn't put any names, so we kind of have to figure this ourselves. Okay. So this is the infamous tree of life over here. And then we have that corridor that I was talking about with the trees here. And yeah, it's a corridor that leads to, I'm not sure where, but this is planta baja. This is the ground level. So on the ground, you have steps that lead up somewhere. You have a bedroom, which is probably either the guest or the master. By the size of the bathroom, it's probably a guest. You have your little TV living room area. And this is supposed to, oh, okay, so this is your dining. See, that's why having some furniture would have helped. So this is supposed to be your dining area. And then this, I didn't see this hole on the wall, but maybe there's a panel that covers that, and there's actually supposed to be a TV behind there or something. So, nothing crazy, but it's kind of awkward, to be honest with you, this space. But it's not, I'm not completely mad at it. And then what else do we have here? Nothing much. Nothing much is going on here. And then on the next space, this is where it starts to get fun. So when we go up the stairs, here we have like a lounge chair. This looks like some sort of study, or I'm not sure what program we have here, to be honest with you. Okay, so these stairs serve one purpose, and the purpose is to get to this room where you have a chair and like a chase. Okay, and then this is a double height ceiling that we've seen already with the beams running across. And then how do we get up here? Let's go back. So, okay, so you turn the corner in this kitchen, you go up, and that's where you get to this kind of crowded hallway, and you have a bathroom, and you have a bed, and this room, there's no way to get, into this room. So this, I can't tell you what this is, to be honest with you, but I'm not completely against that. Just don't know what it is. It would have been cool if it would have been like a little yoga studio or something. And then maybe having some openings here looking down to this small courtyard. That would have been pretty sweet, honestly. And then you have two beds. with some pocket door, not pocket doors, but some like barn doors. And then you have a closet. So maybe this is a guest room, or maybe it's for the kids because I see two twin beds there. Um, and then the weird thing is that this is probably the master, right? The primary bedroom, secondary, and then guest. That's what I'm going to call it because there's no names here. So I'm just guessing. So the primary has this walk-in closet, and then down the hall they have a bathroom, which is shared with this room here, which is horrible. I think that's terrible. And then upstairs, okay, I'm done. I'm done. I got ahead of myself there. So let's go back. Let's do this. Secondary bedroom. This is probably like for the kids maybe. And then, you know, these two rooms share this one bathroom. And then you have, again, a third level. See, I forgot there was a third level. And that's where you have the primary bedroom. So this bedroom is humongous. There's a line here, which not sure what it represents. But it has two huge rooms. One, two, and then you have a pretty nice bathroom. And then here you have what I assume is your closet. I don't know. It's kind of weird. I hate when they don't include pictures of the upstairs. And then your roof plan. I hate when they don't include pictures of like what's going on in the bedrooms or anything. See, like there's a little ladder here, and I don't know what else is going on. This is the bathroom, the primary bedroom. There's like a little ladder. Like what? I want to know what that is, and there's no pictures of it. Hopefully in the write-up we have some more information as to what that is. So now that we understand this a little bit better, we can go back. And this is basically where you're going to have your couch, and you're going to have a dining table here, which explains these pendant hanging light. I'm sorry, it explains the pendant lighting here. And here, there's probably some sort of, this furniture probably opens up somehow so that you can have television there. And that's what this is for. And then when we go back, there's something up there that's hidden. Here we have our little guest room. And then there's something there with the ladder that's hidden from us. We don't know. We don't know what it is up there. No idea what's up there. Overall, I think this house looks incredible. My biggest critique is that this courtyard, as beautiful as it may seem, it kind of takes away from the usable space of the actual house, because by doing this, you've now segmented, and I think it's easier if I bring up the plans to explain this. By doing this open space here that really serves no purpose, like you've added this stair to it, that this stair really doesn't, in my opinion, it doesn't add anything to the project. It's not like a grand stair. It's kind of like these like hidden steps that go up to what seems to be a guest bedroom. There's nothing else that's happening here. You have a tree, which is fine, but now all this space becomes unusable. It's not big enough to have any, like, you can't fit any permanent seating there. So now this becomes just like a light well. That's all it is. And so your kitchen is not really big enough. Like this thing with the stools, sure, in plan it looks fine, but when you look at the pictures, like it's kind of awkward. Like you don't even want to have stools there because it's going to take away from this. But even if you get some stools and put them there, I mean, who's really going to sit there? This space is so tight that you can't even walk through comfortable. So what's happened now when we look at the plans is that every space becomes like super tight because we wanted to do the big move of having this here. So now by adding this here and having this here, we've kind of had to shrink all our usable space. So all the spaces that we're using now that we want to be using inside of our home have now taken a hit because of this and because of this. So I don't see the purpose of this. Like, why couldn't we have expanded this over all the way? I'm sure there's a reason. There's always a reason in architecture, but it's just not apparent to me right now. So if we would have opened this all the way, it's just, I don't know. I think, to be honest with you, this house, it was designed incorrectly. The interiors. I think what they should have done is they should have had maybe like one volume here, right? One volume here, and then maybe another volume here somehow. And then your courtyard was here in the middle. Because look, I mean, just look at this little rectangle. It's barely livable. Everything has shrunk. And then when you go upstairs, you have all these little hallways because everything is trying to fit in this one volume. And I don't have any dimensions, but it looks like these rooms are like 10 by 10. Like they're the smallest possible size. And I don't know. It's too compartmentalized, and I don't like it. Obviously, the master's fine. We have no idea. We still don't know what's in there, and it bugs the crap out of me. But obviously, this floor it works fine because it's just huge. But whenever you start to divide it up into a lot of program, it's just eh. And this look at that. Like realistically, this is too tight. You only have space for this little tiny sofa there. So overall, the idea I think is amazing. All right. I didn't really take time to look at this. So they put these scalies here, but they look out of scale because if you compare that to like this door, it's like the size of children. So I thought that this was a guest room, but apparently it's not. Apparently it's like a ballet studio. Is that what this is supposed to be? No, that's this room because we have that little opening here. Terrific detail, by the way. When you look at it in section, you have these like little light wells that I think are phenomenal, honestly. And then here's your little TV wall that we're calling. So overall, the design is pretty amazing. I think it's really elegant. Minimalism works. I just think that unfortunately the interior spaces took a hit. And the only reason that they took a hit was because we wanted to fit this courtyard in here. And then we have this here. So it's all this circulation, right? All this circulation took away from the actual project itself. And I don't see how that benefits anything here. So it says Sabino 10, which is the name of the project, and I never mentioned that before, is a residence that redefines its spatial boundaries on a narrow plot by maximizing its views while it appears as a solid facade composed of 3 hermetic volumes from the outside. Inside, this concept undergoes a complete transformation. The house visually expands, optimizing the plot area and offering a sense of unexpected spaciousness. So what all that is basically saying, I don't agree with the maximizing the views. I don't see that from this project. Okay. But basically what it's saying is that by them being able to open up the interior spaces, now you've expanded the space. You've maximized how they say, you've optimized the plot area and offer a sense of unexpected spaciousness. Sure. The spaces are organized into 3 independent volumes that encourage outdoor activities, inviting inhabitants to enjoy the temperature climate of the area. The house opens up toward the central patio, evoking the traditional residential architecture of Querétaro. Hopefully that's how you pronounce that. I think it's nice what they've done, but I just feel like the interior takes a hit. Sabino 10 emphasizes the importance of circulation and slender volumes to maximize space on its plot, providing a sense of spaciousness and comfort for its inhabitants. So overall, I'm pretty happy with this project. I think that unfortunately, as I mentioned, some of the spaces take a hit, but I think to have a patio like this as part of your property, it's kind of worth it, but it depends because this house looks awfully expensive. And if it is truly an expensive house, I mean, I always wonder if you have to purchase a home like this and you have the option between a cool looking house that has very tiny spaces or a very like boring looking house, but that has amazing useful features, which one of them do you really go for? Like this could be cool as a vacation home, but I can't really picture myself living here full time. I think it would kind of get old because of these spaces being so tight and they don't really offer too much adaptability. So the way that I compare it to, it's like a car. You get a car, and if you buy like a really cool looking sports car, but that is pretty plain, right? You got the base model. I think that's kind of more boring than the luxury trim of a much cheaper car. Because if you think about it, you're driving the sports car and you get speed, but then you have nothing else, right? Whereas if you get like the cheaper car that you're able to afford the luxury trim, now you can have like, Bluetooth connectivity to your phone, and now you can have Spotify, and now you can have wireless charging to your phone, and your cup holders heat up and they also get real cold, and like you have like features with your seats that remember you, and it's a smart car, blah 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 blah. Like the point is that all these little features make the things that we get in life, and the same thing applies to architecture. Like architecture a lot of times is about the features. So if you're only focused on the aesthetics, and then you forget about the features that make the spaces usable, then you end up with projects like this that I'm not completely mad at, but function more as like a vacation home or an Airbnb than a full-time residence. So of course, these are only my opinions, and I cannot have a conversation about it unless you guys comment. So let me know what your guys' thoughts are over this project, and I'd be happy to see what you guys are talking about and maybe form new opinions on this project when you guys point out things that I possibly missed. So as always, it's been a pleasure, and I will see you next time in my next video where we take into the project and talk about it. Peace.